3, 2, 1. Welcome to Credit Zero.
Hi, welcome to the Afterschool Arcade Podcast, Credit Zero. Welcome to the grand old month of September. You may notice that if you're really keen on us, first of all, fucking why? You may notice that the episode for August isn't even like out at the time of fucking recording. And there probably a bunch of episodes were released in a row. Holy shit, I have good reasons for that. But whatever. I am here now with my friend Drew.
Hi.
My friend Daryl. Blah. And Luke.
Me, not a friend.
And yeah, if we're gonna get right into the thick of it, see, I'm changing things up. I didn't say blow the lid off this operation.
Oh, it'll come up eventually. Don't worry.
If we're sure. I am the editor for the podcast as well as a graphic designer and stuff like that. And holy fucking shit! Since maybe August 23rd. And today, as of recording this, is what, like September
5th,
something like that.
Yeah.
It's just been a complete wreck. Luke and I got homeless for 2 weeks. We stayed at Drew's for a good part of it. Fucking my computer won't boot up now, and that is pretty much the entirety of my livelihood. All of my streaming and all of my, like, virtually everything I do on that computer. And now it won't boot, and I'm supposed to stream tomorrow, and I don't know what the fuck to do. And that's how yeah, what's up?
I'm just really enjoying the laptop we got over there.
Yeah, we're recording this on my laptop instead. Same fucking mics though, so. Right now we're moving into a new place, Luke and I, so now we're just crowded on my fucking bed because this room isn't big enough for 4 chairs to be in.
What, 4x6 or something like that?
Yeah.
Feels like it.
Luke told me that this room would be bigger or as big as the last place that I was living in, and I call bullshit on
it's
that.
like
I
the
call
size of
bullshit
the
on
bed you
myself. That seems like a stupid thing to say. And
Sure does.
I don't remember saying it, and I don't know why I would say that.
Yep.
How are you doing, Daryl?
I'm good. I don't like small places, but I'll work with it for this episode.
Oh, my heart goes out to fucking you.
Yeah. You live here, so
Yeah.
you know.
I sure do.
I don't know, my place is great now. I have so much extra room. I can use the basement again. and
You
the
could have used the
office.
basement beforehand. You would have just caught me in the basement jacking off as you did it.
You kept telling me to get out of your room. I didn't know what to do.
That was humorous.
Was it though?
I make jokes sometimes.
Mom,
Those
knock
two-
before you enter.
Yeah, exactly.
Those two are not the same thing, by the way.
What?
Humor and jokes.
Alright, explain to me the difference between the two.
Jokes is trying to make somebody laugh. Humor is making somebody laugh.
You can use jokes to legitimately make somebody laugh.
Yeah, but it's not necessary.
Yeah, it's like
can have a
bread
joke
and
that's-
buns. All buns are bread, but not all bun. Fuck.
Oh.
Not all bread or buns.
You're saying that
Insert a train wreck sound effect. Thank you.
you're saying that if a joke lands flat, it's still a joke, but it's not humor anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a stand-up comedian doesn't say, "Oh, I'm gonna try these humors on you." They're jokes.
Yeah.
They're all jokes.
And if
Yeah.
they did, we'd fucking, like, have them committed.
Hello, people. I will have humor bestowed upon you right now.
I'm a stand-up humoritician. What can I say?
Humorist is a real job, though.
Humorist? Is
Yeah,
that like...
that's like novels. Like
Oh.
funny novels, essentially.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's a few things that you would just... Yeah, if you were a stand-up comedian, you wouldn't say that. If you just go up to someone in the street and you just say, like, random lines from, I don't know, Christmas carols, just out of context, people would be scared of you. You just, like, walk up to someone on the street and you're like, corncob pipe and a button nose.
It depends on how close you get to them.
Yeah?
Just like get real right close face to face, just like...
Silent night. And they're like, yeah, it's pretty quiet. And then they move on.
They're at the bus stop, like, yeah, not making eye contact with you. Yeah, sure is. Cold enough for you?
Also, holy shit, we had our first show!
Hey!
And as is customary in the show, we get some little questions for us to be doing on our podcast. So do we want to just...
Shall we bust into those right now?
Oh,
Blow the...
Let's get a little sprinkling of them for now.
all right, my little raisin bran, go ahead.
All right, let me get a good one.
That's another one for all you keeping track of the pet names I use for Drew.
Here's a speaking of pet names. Here's a good starter.
All right.
Question.
Yeah, hit me
right.
with it.
We can take turns with this one. fuck, marry, kill the other 3 members of the podcast?
That is such a good question. Holy fucking shit. We were supposed to write down the names of the people
But
who
we
asked
didn't
them.
ask for them. That was
We
my bad.
a show host?
None of us asked for them. It was my responsibility to ask for them, but none of us did.
Oh, okay.
So my sentence is still correct.
Yeah. Why is the previous episode of the podcast not out? No one's edited it yet. I realize it's my responsibility. Piece of shit.
Hey, we
All
both
right.
took. Anyway.
All right.
fuck, marry,
So,
kill.
do we want to answer this legitimately or jokingly?
What?
I don't know
Jokingly.
if there's a legitimate...
Humorously.
All right. Well, I'm just. All right. I'm the only black guy in this fucking podcast. You're a bunch of fucking straight homophobic motherfuckers. It's like, wow, we could only do this as a joke. Fuck you
Who are
guys.
you gonna kill? Let's
I'm gonna
get it.
eat cheese nips.
But also, like, I've never played a sincere game of fuck, marry, kill.
At all?
No!
Oh,
You're
you gotta
missing
take
out.
that shit seriously.
You play sincere, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
makes me super uncomfortable, but I do it.
You have to do. Yeah,
I would
I-
never kill.
yeah, but that's not an
Full
option.
stop.
That's not an option. You can't just be like, I'd fuck Drew, and that's it. I want to stop. My name is Daryl.
Listen.
Daryl, start us off.
Okay. Do I have to give reasons? I feel like this is arbitrary.
It's up to you.
I don't think you have to give reasons.
You don't have to.
Okay. So I'll fuck Luke.
Why
I'll
me?
marry Drew. Well, I'm
Said
not.
no reasons.
Alright.
Marry Drew and then I'll kill Paul.
Yeah, I'd kill me too. It's fine.
Alright, Paul, you're next.
No
No,
offense.
none taken. You saying I'm not? Oh wait, we were all doing this as a joke, so I'm not. Am I not your type? Is that what you're fucking trying to say?
No, I'm just saying,
If it had to be one.
yeah.
All right, I'll accept that.
Drew, marry Drew.
Honestly, I feel like out of
Sorry, damn.
see, I'm trying to play this more legitimate than the rest of you motherfuckers. I'm trying to figure out who is the. Without question, I know that I'm not marrying Luke because one of us would die within a year, knowing
You
our
could
normal
marry
friendship.
and kill the same person.
No, that's a cop out.
That's fair.
There's 3 other members. You gotta fuck, marry, kill the rest of them. So I'm going to say. I'm going to. All right, I'm going to say that I kill Luke because
We know each other too well.
yeah, it's compromised. But I'm just figuring out. I think I would marry Drew because I don't know. You know most of my secrets, so I might as well. Like on top of everything else, I've just had a long conversations with you in the car about like all the personal stuff that's going on in my life. Alongside, you can see my computer like shutting down and not refusing to boot up, and you could just look at me and just go, I know 17 other ways that man has broken, and I don't know. I think I trust that, which means Daryl, fuck City. Sucks that you wanted to kill me. Next.
Is it me?
Yeah.
See, I was thinking the whole time, like, I'm gonna do all 3 of Daryl.
Oh, you can't
do that.
I can't do that.
Can't
Just
fuck.
kill me. Do it.
No,
Please.
I'm definitely killing Drew.
What?
Just because you both want to marry him.
Nobody can have him.
I don't understand that at all.
Can I say I'm quite the Casanova? Well, to be fair, nobody wanted to fuck me either, so
In the game or in real life?
a little bit A, a little bit of B.
Oh.
But doesn't
You're a
marriage
fuckable guy.
doesn't marriage imply a lot of fucking, like continuous fucking?
Yeah, that's a
It depends who you
Way
get married to.
assume.
depends on what kind of marriage.
Yeah.
But if you're only fucking for reproduction.
Yeah, if you're
but
Mormon.
You're fucking so. Yeah, sure.
Anyway,
Mennonite.
so who else?
And then I'm
You're
gonna
gonna fuck Mennonite?
Like the Smash Bros character?
Mennonite.
Wait,
Man, that
Oh,
night.
do you think?
You're killing
Oh,
Drew?
Mennonite. I'm gonna kill Drew.
All right,
I'm gonna fuck Paul, and I'm gonna marry Daryl.
I'll make it a good
Oh.
experience. All right, who hasn't gone yet?
Only me.
All right, go ahead.
Alright, clear choice here is to kill Luke because he hates me and gave me a dirty look every time somebody said they wanted to marry me. So obviously that wouldn't be a healthy relationship.
I'll take that killing.
I think I would probably say I do to Paul.
Oh,
We'd
that's
marry
consent
each
if I
other.
ever heard it.
We'd marry each other. And Daryl, a good-looking man. I like my men tall. Sorry that, the commitment's not gonna last forever.
It's
I'm gonna fuck
polyamorous.
Daryl.
It's-
That's true.
It's an open marriage. I'm a modern man.
Oh,
Get
big
with the
man.
times. Can I help you? You're just jealous because he said I do to me. He only fucked you.
That's okay.
He only fucked you.
All right.
So
that was
what I'm looking for.
You know what? Whoever you were, that was a really good question. Thank you.
Yeah.
Heyo.
Next.
Here's a perfect follow-up question to that.
Yeah.
Who's the holest man?
What?
Who's the holest man's?
I don't know what kids say these days. I don't know what that means.
I interpret it as wholesome.
Wholesome? Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
It looks like windest.
Who's the windest man?
The wind is
Well,
made.
wisest. No, not wise.
No, hold on. Let me see that. Oh.
I can.
Whoops. Oh, what a shame. Next question.
I think holest man means like who's the most of a man.
Oh,
As in,
like masculinity-wise?
Yeah, who's the most masculine?
Well,
which is a stupid question.
Yeah, we don't subscribe to these gender stereotypes.
Oh, that's me, right?
Yeah. I'd rather subscribe to Afterschool Arcade.
That's
Ah.
right.
I'd rather
On Patreon.
subscribe to Tweed's Guide, if you know what I'm saying.
Hey,
Not me. I do streams when my computer works.
God dang computers!
We'd like to take the time to pause the normal shenanigans of After School Arcade and give a shout out to Mr. Bones and Sarush Naruzi. They're good people. They pledge to us on the Patreon. That's what happens when you pledge to us. You get respect.
All the
Well,
rest
the
of
other
you, no respect.
Fuck off.
What about our other patrons?
Well,
They get respect, but they don't get mentioned.
do you know the tiers of our own Patreon?
Yeah, that's right. True.
Yeah, cool. This
so
is why
that
I
other
kill you.
They're
person,
the only ones that are at the $10 mark?
They're the top tier.
Okay.
Okay, so who's the most wholesome person? Not me. I think that's pretty damn
that's
clear.
pretty fair.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't even know who I would pick. I kind of want to pick Daryl, just in like.
He's the quietest. He's not the most wholesome.
I feel like
offense.
he has a lot of respect for people. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I get that,
he
like-
hates me.
Well,
you want cheese?
normal people.
No, I'm lactose intolerant. We went over this in the first episode.
Hold on.
They're
yeah.
called cheese nips, man. Of course they have milk in them.
There's like in brackets milk.
yes.
Yeah. All right. My bad.
Quotations, milk.
And scene. All right.
I would pick Luke. I think you're the most wholesome of us all.
Why?
I don't know. You seem like
No, I'll fuck someone up.
you have. Yeah, you will. But on the
right
normal,
Drew.
you're wholesome.
He's the most wholesome and the most like whole of a man apparently.
You're wholesome.
Flexing all that masculinity,
Yeah,
trying to
big
beat
man,
somebody
eh?
up.
Drew?
Yeah, big man. Yeah.
Drew. You want to tell that story?
Okay, so when Paul and I were moving in, Paul has. Do you want me to tell this story?
Yeah.
Okay. Paul has like a shelving unit, and I was moving it in, but it's one of those shelving units that's on wheels, and it's just like individual shelves that stack on top of each other. So if you don't pull it from the bottom, it's just gonna like pull off. And I slipped, and one of the shelves fell with all his movies, but also his sex things, including his Magnum condoms. And the guy that was sleeping on our
Wait.
couch when we entered. What?
You said sex things like there were multiple things.
Oh, there's a big old black bag full of fucking things in there.
I didn't see what's in there, and I assumed it was sex things.
Okay, cool.
It was.
But the Magnum condoms fell on the kitchen floor, and the guy that was sleeping on our couch but is not a tenant looked at the condoms, looked at me, and went, "Big man, eh?" This is the second thing he's ever said to me, but I was of course like, "No, not me. I'm just middle of the road."
You know that's such a cop out. Again, I've said this to you in person,
Yeah.
but that's such a cop out to like spill your condoms everywhere and someone reacts and you go, "Oh, those aren't mine. They're a friend's." It's
The
like
classic response.
Yeah, okay, but the worst case scenario is he thinks I have a big dick, and that's not too bad.
that's not the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is he thinks you're lying about having a big dick and spill condoms everywhere, Danny DeVito style.
He saw me.
I dropped this Magnum condom for my Magnum dog.
Yeah. He thinks you're a fucking liar. He's like, this fucking guy. Who does he think?
He saw me spill it, and it definitely didn't look fake.
Did you go like, "Oh, my bad" when you dropped it?
No, I went, oh.
Let me know if you see any other Magnum condoms on the ground.
I used for my monster dom.
I sure am gonna use them to have intercourse later.
I'm gonna stuff somebody. Lay pipe.
Drew,
Yeah, what's up?
you have a hard shell candy exterior. You have
Grandma's like me?
you've got the cynical side to you. You made a joke about fucking kids on this very podcast
Not
once,
this podcast.
but
Last podcast.
well, last episode of this podcast series. That's what I mean. I'll say episode if I mean
All right,
episode.
all right.
Interrupting Jones. I will say, I genuinely think you are the most wholesome out of all four of us.
Yeah, I get that.
That's only
I've
because
talked to your mom.
I have.
Yeah.
My mom's the most wholesome out of the four of us, and she's not even here. But
And that would be 5 of us. What?
Yeah, no, actually, I'm what?
Drew, are you trying to bring your mom into Afterschool Arcade?
look, we needed a
Sure.
5th member. We've been trying.
I already feel embarrassed about saying the F word in front of your mom. I'm not
Could you
sure if she
imagine
wants.
doing improv with her?
I can't imagine doing one of these episodes with any of our parents, except Mark Webster, because that would be hilarious.
He's a gem.
That's Luke's dad. Leave that in, editor me.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Cool. Shout out to Mark Webster. He's a good man. Golf clap? Golf clap.
Also, as on a related note, Paul has an interesting thing with his friends' dads, in that he has a lot of his friends' dads on Facebook. And a couple of days ago, he sent my dad a Facebook friend request, and my dad texted from his honeymoon, Paul, your friend Paul sent me a friend request. Is this legit?
He didn't accept.
He didn't accept?
What a bastard.
Oh, hilarious.
He saw it, but he didn't accept.
I'm gonna go see if he blocked me. Read another question.
All right.
Did he actually say, "Is this legit"?
Yeah, he texted me saying, is this legit?
like-
Because that's Mark Webster.
Is he for real?
Yeah.
That fucking... What a jackass.
Paul, can
this-
you do your impression of my dad for us?
Hey. How's it going, sport? I'm a cool dad. It's weird. Every dad wants to be like the cool dad. So they always... I've noticed this with my friend... I won't say who. My friend's dad, too. I met him for the first time. He came into the house and my friend was like, hey, Dad, how was camping? And he was like... like that sort of voice. Like, he was like, oh, it's better than the drive home. Like, one of those, like, dad jokes. But...
Yeah.
Combined with a shitty 1980s telephone marketer kind of voice. And yeah,
My dad-
apparently all dads except mine just have that. It's like a union thing.
My dad has a lot of voices. He sounds like, quite honestly, I used to do an impression of Wayne from Wayne's World in like high school. I still do it sometimes now. And
Well, that's an
I found it.
invitation to hear it.
I found it. No.
Your dad did block me from
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah.
Why? Ask him why.
I'll
Text
ask-
him sometime why.
I'll text him to listen to this podcast.
Mark Webster, I'm a nice guy. I'm not the most wholesome in this troop, but go ahead and add Drew on Facebook. See where that gets you. I added Drew's dad, and he's fine with it.
But he does a lot of voices, and like I used to do Wayne from Wayne's World, and it's not far off from my dad, because he'd be like, "How's it going, man? What's up?" Like if he met any of my friends, like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
He's not cool, though. He's not down with his son's friends.
What a
Sorry,
shame.
I'm sorry, dude.
Add me on Facebook, Mark Webster, and I'll take it all back.
All right,
It's
but
not
read
gonna
another.
happen.
Read another question.
All right, the next question. When was a time where you wished you were funny, but it just didn't work out?
This
Now.
podcast,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, wow.
When was another time you wished you were funny, but it just didn't work out?
The show.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the person who wrote that question... No, I'm kidding. They're probably a nice person. When was a time that I wished I was funny and I completely, like, flopped?
Yeah. Or just like something you do.
Oh yeah.
That
Okay.
doesn't work.
Okay. This is not an actual answer. This is a dream.
Okay.
Before I was in improv, I was in high school, and I tried out for my school's improv team all 4 years, didn't ever make it on. My really good friend at the time, who was black, this will come into play later, was on the improv team, really hilarious, could make it on, no fucking problem, right? I still was a bit of a drama kid, and I enjoyed, the play and all that stuff. And I remember once, I dreamt that I actually got onto the improv team, and I was one of the gang, And I remember at one point, God, I just dreamed that I flopped a scene. In improv.
You had
I dreamed.
performance anxiety while you weren't performing.
Yeah, well, I was fucking dreaming. I remember specifically there was like a scene where I was playing an old lady. So you got the old lady voice, you know, like that sort of thing, because that's what every kid who thinks they're creative in high school does.
Is old
in,
people voices,
yeah,
yeah.
in an improv scene. I remember there was like, I was performing with some person or something like that, and they set up a joke, and I was like, in my old lady voice, and I dreamt this when I was in grade 11. I was like, well, how should I know? You're the one who's black. And like, I remember there was like a deafening silence, except for my one black friend who was like, what?
Oh, that's a beautiful nightmare.
Yeah, and like, I woke up soon after, not scared, but just ashamed at my potential self.
You're the one who's black.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, I was just like, I had the white person racist trait.
One time I was selected for like some like program at Queens in grade 9 where I did like 2 weeks of. Did you guys do this? No.
Nope.
Where they like select students to do a program at Queens.
They select you to go to Queens for 2 weeks, and you like drop your pants, and they say you're not good enough, and you go home.
Yeah, they tell you you're not.
Is that
funny.
where you get that black bag of toys from?
No, you could select courses like biology or something like that. It was like a pseudo gifted kids thing, but I wasn't gifted.
That makes sense why I wasn't selected then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Was that you outing yourself as a gifted kid?
He said it was for gifted kids.
Yeah.
Are you like anti-gifted?
Continue your story.
But there was one of them in one of the courses that you could select, one of the programs, they were all like kind of niche. So you do like microbiology or like a specific kind of law or something like that that would apply to university but was like special. And I took a comedy writing course with one of the guys from the Arrogant Worms, which was really
Hey!
cool. Yeah, he was really cool. And I, for some reason, you know, it's just like when you're a teenager and you're
Oh,
like,
no.
why the fuck did you do that?
Oh no. Did you embarrass yourself in front of the fucking Arrogant Worms?
Yeah! And there was, like, we were doing, like, a sketch, and there was this girl that I don't know, like, I just, like,
Oh, her,
I
guaranteed,
had, like,
her pussy was wet by the end of whatever the fuck this story is leading.
He said he was in grade 9.
Yep. No, I'm setting this up for the exact opposite to happen.
The exact opposite.
Sahara Desert.
Yeah. I just, like, just by a series of actions convinced people that, like, I had a crush on her and was trying to hide it. But I was trying to make a joke that I had a crush on her and was trying to hide it. And that joke just kept coming up and I kept trying to pounce on it. No one thought it was funny. And everyone thought I had a crush on her and was trying to hide it. I'm like, I'm an asshole.
Just being
God.
a creep the whole time.
Yeah.
I think the person who wrote this question had to have known this would have become cringe central.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Drew, you got any?
I don't have like a specific example, but just anytime I shut the fuck up. Anytime I try to
Always
play,
funny.
anytime I try to play something like scenes from a hat or like scenes we'd like to see, even like
Which are improv games, by the by.
yeah. So it's basically like things you wish your doctor wouldn't say to you or something like that, and then you step forward and you're like, you are sick. And everybody laughs because it's really funny.
What the fuck was that? Were you trying to reenact what the question was?
That's what I'm saying. Anytime I
good
try
joke.
to play that game, I'm terrible at it. Like anything where it's like, here's a thing, make a joke about it. I can't do it. My brain just freezes.
You know what? I'm gonna come to your defense here. You're not terrible at it because I've played it with you and you didn't stick out in my mind. You know what sticks out in my mind? The people who pick the first thing that you would think of. Daryl, I think you and I played it at a certain improv club like really recently. Mm-hmm. You could really tell like, oh, these people are picking up all the low-hanging fruit. Yeah. And the people who stuck out in my mind was like, world's worst pirate. And like someone going into the middle and going, holy shit, is that water? Like those are the things that really make me laugh.
I don't mind going for the low hanging fruit. Like honestly, go with the obvious thing.
The lowest fruit is the sweetest.
But
No,
it's
it's not. Fuck you and fuck your wrongness.
Famous PhD biologist Daryl.
That's right. Have you tried the low fruit versus the high fruit?
No.
It's all actually the same.
What's the?
Actually, probably I would just based on complete conjecture, I'd assume the highest fruit is the sweetest fruit because it has more sun, and it's gonna ripen quicker.
Is that how trees work?
Things ripen in the sun?
Yeah.
But it's still underneath leaves.
Yeah, but it'd be underneath more leaves if it was low.
Fair.
Yes.
I'm not gonna comment because I don't know biology.
Yeah, neither do I, but I'm shitting out of my mouth.
Hey, welcome to the Credit Zero podcast, where we all shit out of our mouths.
That's most podcasts.
So yeah, that's actually very true. We're all also white males, in case you're wondering about our diversity count.
Yeah, only one of us is bi, too.
Daryl, what was the point when you tried to be funny and just completely flopped?
Well, this wasn't really a time that called for being funny, but I was in a band a while back while I was in college, and we only did one show.
A likely story.
It was a real show. People came.
Sure.
Even though the venue no longer exists.
Okay.
And all the other band members are dead.
If you can't see, Paul and I have a lamp shoved in Daryl's face.
Yeah, no, it really happened. I swear, guys. And they had.
Sorry, I shoved a lamp in his face.
But it's a lava lamp.
That's not hot. So.
I didn't want to kill you.
In the back of this venue, there was a Marley Mellow Mood table. They were giving out free samples. And yeah, so after every song that we did, I was trying to like work in the Marley Mellow Mood. I was like, "Oh, guys, try the mellow stuff. It's good for you." And I did a couple jokes about her name too. It was called An Imperial Affliction. And I was like, "Oh, we're an Imperial Affliction. We're like butter." Some people got it.
Fucking phone. What? That's
You know,
no, I don't.
like it's a type of margarine, you know, imperial. Anyways, whatever. Clearly, I wasn't being that funny.
Drew's laughing really hard right now.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
We're like butter.
Drew, baby, you do not need to lean away from the microphone to laugh. Let the world know of just how red your fucking face is turning.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, cool. I think that adequately answers that person's question.
Sure does.
All right, next, please.
Should we go to another question? All right.
Yeah.
All right. The next question, from a one Mr. Drodos.
Oh no, that's my dad.
Any advantages to spending more than a day in Council Bluffs, Iowa? Do you know what the fuck that means?
Well, you see, this is a very fascinating question. Council Bluffs, Iowa, right? That's a it's an area of Iowa, and
Which is in the States, right?
Yeah.
Iowa is a state.
Now the thing is,
Oh.
after a day, it's recognized as its own area by the UN, so it's actually not in the United States.
Whoa, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Is it like
Council-
Appalachian or like?
No, it's like Council Bluffs, Iowa, or the Vatican or something. It's got its own religion, it's got its own pope, and you stay there for more than one day, you are now a citizen of Council Bluffs, Iowa. So that's the advantage, baby. Dual citizenship.
Ah.
Yeah.
So is it? So Council Bluffs, Iowa. Is it like? Why is it its own separate?
I don't know what the fuck my dad's on about. Next. I bet this is calling back to an inside joke that we did in the show or something like that, and I'm sorry, Dad, I don't get it. This is one of those times when your son tried to be funny and failed. They can't listen to this episode. We talked about my condoms.
And your
That's
big
already a
your big
Magnum
bag of.
condom for my Magnum dog.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Next question.
What was your worst first impression?
Like that I made.
Either that you made or that like you saw somebody else make towards you.
I had a partner of 2 years, and when I first met them, they were playing Overwatch. There you go.
One time I was trying to carry a shelf up some stairs and I spilled it, and my friend's condoms fell out on the floor.
That's
they
embarrassing.
Went, big man, eh?
It really nailed it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that I've made a terrible impression, but it was so bad that I've repressed it in my
Yeah.
memory. Now I'm trying to think of someone's worst first impression on me.
For my first, like my worst impression that somebody else made of me wasn't even their fault. like I was a scout, right? So going from beavers to cubs, my brother was helping out with like the lower tier people, and warned me about somebody, and was like, "Don't hang out with this person; they're terrible." And we've now been friends for 17 years. So he was wrong.
Maybe
He's
he
a
was
fool.
right. Now he has a child.
Oh, you know what?
He's two.
Okay, I have. So the worst first impression I got of someone else. It's not even a funny story, so I won't even go into it. But it was just like someone who married into to my mom's side of the family, and they're just a complete jackal of a human being, and that's all I've got to say about that. They were just
Every impression's a bad one with that person. I'm
yeah,
guessing.
yeah. They were just a terrible person, and they have like. I try to look for the good in most human beings. I like to believe. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I have like an angry exterior for the sake of this podcast and for the sake of like the humor of our friendship. But I like to believe. I think I've talked with you about this before, Drew. Like, I don't know where the facade ends anymore.
Yeah.
But I still want the best for most human beings, and I'm also really bad with like letting people walk all over me. This person was so bad that I committed to not letting people walk all over me anymore, and actively got rid of several other people in my life because I realized how much people are walking over me if I let this person into my life.
It was such a bad first impression. It changed your life.
Yeah. Oh wait, I have told you this story before. Cut this part out. It was the woman who was
Yeah.
like,
Bitch. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I knew what you were talking.
Yeah. And she was the person who
Bitch.
yeah, that's
Did
my
you
answer.
say that to her?
No, God no.
That would be great.
Yeah, no. I dropped her off the side of the road before her hotel when I was driving her back, along with her husband and her shitty kid, and we haven't spoken since. Oh, fucking well.
Bitch.
Whoa.
I'm so sorry.
Misogynistic Daryl.
Oh, if we cut back in right there, that would be great.
I think I'm gonna leave a lot of it in, just since the name and shit like that. So yeah, we're good.
Should we make a censor sound?
Bitch. He already did it. Just
Our
anytime.
censor is a swear.
Yeah. Hey guys, do you remember the time that?
Bitch. Bitch.
From now on with this podcast.
Yeah, I'll just save it as a separate file. You're welcome, Daryl. Everyone's gonna remember that you're a misogynist.
Great, thanks. So from that, I'll tell you my worst first impression. I think it is. I was in grade school. I think it was like grade 3 or something like that. And they had like these monthly awards for like, you know, students on their best behavior or whatever. And those students got pizza. So yes, I won this award.
After you kick that or throw that kid against a wall.
I was many
The
years
very same
after.
week.
Well, how early in grade school was this?
Like grade 3 or 4, I would
Oh
say.
shit! See you around like Milk Day,
Yeah.
and it was like a bag.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, it's not really pertinent to the story, but
I'm just thinking like the pizza day, the Milk Day. You
Yeah.
remember Milk Day? It's like Milk Day, but with pizza.
yeah, but only
The pizza
this,
wasn't in a bag.
only to
Pizza is not in a bag.
yeah. Anyways,
Can't confirm.
so I was sitting at this table with a bunch of other kids in their homeroom classes that all won this free pizza thing, and we were all talking. We were talking about this one teacher, and I said, "Wow, doesn't she have like a huge nose? Doesn't that like whatever? Like, how does she like blow her nose? Does she have like a water bottle to like fill up all the snot that would fill up and whatever?"
Roastmaster Daryl.
Yeah.
Tell me that Mrs. Goldstein was right behind you listening to this.
No, she wasn't. But my teacher, my actual homeroom teacher, which I was so betrayed by this, she told that woman.
Oh, snitch!
Wait,
So-
so what was this woman's name?
I don't remember. We'll
We'll
say.
have to bleep it out if he says it.
Because I was gonna say I heard Mrs. Goldstein and huge nose, and I'm like, this guy's gonna get accused of some anti-Semitic bullshit.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
She was definitely Italian, but that's not really part of the story
Okay,
either.
you can have
Anyways.
Italian Jews. They're called pizza bagels in Jersey. That's an actual thing.
That's real?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
so in Jersey, there are like suburbs where the Italians and the Jews are really close to each other, like by heritage, obviously. And and in that area, like the people who were like closest to both or like lived in those areas were called pizza bagels.
That's amazing.
Interesting.
That's super cool.
Whoa. Yeah, so anyways, that was her impression of me. She found me in a hallway. She's like, oh, so Daryl, you think I have a big nose, eh?
What? Whoa.
Yeah.
You're in grade school. I wouldn't have handled this.
Yeah, and she's like, it's okay. Everybody has their own opinions or whatever, but we never talked again. I couldn't even make eye contact with that lady.
Yeah. And how old were you? You were like 10?
Yeah, you were like,
Grade 3 or 4, yeah.
so you were like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah.
Or 8 or 9, I guess.
Yeah, one little kid, like kindergarten kid, said to my mother, "You're bouncy, Mrs. Webster," and she thought about that for a long time.
I wonder
Bouncy?
why.
Yeah,
Was he referring to like, never mind.
yeah, he was referring to her weight, but he was a little kid, so he didn't get that. That's not something you should say.
I was gonna say tits, but okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
You could just be describing a personality.
I don't think that was it either.
You have a bouncy personality, Miss
I would,
Webster.
I'd take that as like
bubbly.
more offense. I'd rather be fat.
If I had to choose between the two.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
Alright.
Let's move on to the next question.
Sure.
If you were a Scooby-Doo character,
Yeah.
what would your catchphrase be? For example, Zoinks or Jinkies. But like in real life.
I've really gotten into doing the Shaggy impersonation, and my Shaggy impersonation, people tell me it's terrible if it's Shaggy from the cartoon, but great if it's Shaggy from the live-action movies. Especially since I've just gotten used to going, after every single thing I do, which apparently Shaggy doesn't even do in the fucking cartoons, but he does in the movies.
And that's your opinion of him?
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
Watching the movie?
Matthew Lillard. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
Casey Kasem is the cartoon Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
The voice actor?
Yeah.
Like Scoob, they're getting into my ass.
I like to say, like, especially after something really serious happens, I like to say, ruh-roh. Ruh-roh. Getting pulled over.
getting into your asshole, Raggy.
Now that's not something you want to hear.
No.
If I was in a Scooby-Doo talk show, my catchphrase would be...
Talk show?
Yeah, my catchphrase would be, so what do you think about that? I don't know. Am I a villain or am I like a main cast member? It's like, here's Scooby-Doo, Tweed's here too.
Let's go with that for sure.
All right, cool. So in this hypothetical universe, we've got like 4 separate universes where each of us is like canonically inside the Scooby Gang.
Yeah.
Mine would definitely be fuck.
Just like, Jinkies, fuck!
Yeah. It's like when what's his name? The 12th Doctor, the famous for like being moody and shit.
Oh,
Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his previous most famous role was as like Malcolm something in like
the middle?
the thick of it.
Oh, okay.
And his character just swore all the time and just like I showed you a couple clips and you really dug it.
Oh, okay.
He was the guy who was like, I don't know how hard you're working right now, but right now I'm sweating spinal fluid.
Oh, yeah, that was...
Yeah.
Stand up, you sack of fucking cum.
Yeah, that guy. And so, like, everyone thought that the Doctor Who's catchphrase would go from, like, Allons-y, Geronimo, fuck!
So you are basically the Peter Capaldi of the Scooby-Doo universe.
Yeah. Realistically, if I was, let's get serious, if I was in the Scooby-Doo universe, my catchphrase is, let's blow the lid off this operation. It's tailor-made for Scooby-Doo.
I wonder who the villain is. Well, let's blow the lid off this operation.
And then it turns out that's just his head. Do you remember that in Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island? Where they were like, it's obviously a mask, and they just tore someone's head off?
No!
That's actually happened! Yes! And then...
The first one?
I don't remember. It's Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island. It's one of the cartoon ones.
Oh, okay.
It's not the live action thing. But yeah, they just tore someone's head off, and they're like, "Oh golly, it's not a mask." Meanwhile, my 6-year-old mind was like, "And you just committed murder."
I think you have other things to worry about right now.
The only 2 Scooby-Doo cartoons that I watched like in full were the El Chupacabra one
I remember that
and
one.
The one with the Hex Girls. Do you remember that one?
Oh,
Maybe
yeah, I
it's the
remember
same
one with the Hex Girls.
Yeah, and they're gonna put a spell on you.
spell
on you.
Yeah.
They're gonna put a spell on you.
All I remember is watching that at my friend's Corwan's house, and fucking Shaggy and Scooby were full of eating food when they first saw the Hex Girls. They tried to look cool, but they had bellies full of food. My 6-year-old mind was like, hey, you're fat. He's never gonna go for you.
Rude.
I didn't know any better. I was 6.
I watched the
Very fat myself, yep.
I watched the crap out of that like baseball video game one.
The Cyber Chase?
Maybe there was like 10 levels to this video game.
Oh, it's a video game itself? I don't know.
All right, I watched that one a bunch, but I don't remember what it's called.
How do you watch a video game?
It was a movie
okay.
about a video game.
Oh, it might have been the Cyber Chase then.
There was like an electric man who was like a virus,
Oh, I think I remember that too.
but then they went inside the video game.
Oh yeah, Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. No, I'm serious. That is 100% Scooby. You think I'm a fucking liar? Let me look it up. Where's my fucking phone?
This sounds a lot like Spy Kids 3D.
It was a lot like that.
I haven't seen those movies in such a long time.
Honestly, I know a lot of people hate Spy Kids 3D. I love that shit.
Oh, read them and fucking weep, my friend.
That's the one.
Yeah, what's the title, Drew?
Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase.
Fuck you for doubting me. Next question. Oh wait, no. None of you, shut up. None of you have, how is that entertaining to anybody?
I'm just vocalizing.
All right, fair. What's your catchphrase? Is it just screaming incoherently?
Yeah, as Paul's pointed out, I vocalize a lot. And what did you say to me a couple of days ago?
Shut up.
Yeah, but like
That's
the
a
other
normal thing you say.
about making noises.
I said at one point that you reminded me of the THX intro.
Oh. No, you were saying that I'm gonna die painfully one day and you're not gonna know.
Oh, yeah.
Because I like make a lot of sounds. I'll turn away from the microphone, but if I'm just getting out of bed, I'll go like. Ah!
Yeah, and then, like, I just normalize it now, so Luca could be screaming, I'm getting stabbed! And I wouldn't know about it.
Is that what people say when they get stabbed?
I'm getting stabbed!
Oh, somebody's stabbing me.
That's a knife! No, I don't know, maybe.
Zoink, Scoop!
Like, I'm bleeding out! Ooh, got a blood. We need to get away from this hell of a question. Am I the only one who's got a catchphrase? Is that it?
Get wrecked.
Next question.
I'll do Pwn the Noobs.
Drew?
Get good, Scrub Lord. But it's just G-U-D.
Get good. Honestly, I say "oh hello" a lot when I get surprised.
Oh.
You're a villain.
Like
You're
if
100% a villain.
If something happens that I'm not expecting, I'm just like, "oh hello."
You run the lighthouse or the museum or something like that.
I would have gotten away with it too.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, it's like
That's like the
Alzheimer's.
jump scare. They pull up the mask. Oh hello.
It's so stupid.
Let's get rid of that cue card.
Is that the one that I think? Oh.
That's literally the question we just answered.
Well, now I know that.
If a random group of people were to rate you out of context, what do each of you believe you would score?
0.
If a random group of people.
Random group of
didn't know
people.
you.
Yeah, they see the headband, they go, fuck that guy, 0. Wait, if it's random, then who the fuck? What the fuck is the point of the question? That's just basically going, how nice do you think people are? They're not asking, like,
What? Well, it's like, what impression do you give off, both in looks and like your style?
Oh.
Like you said with the headband.
oh, okay, 0, yeah.
Yeah, same answer.
Yeah.
Probably like a 7. I think I'm under the bias that I think I look fine most of the time.
Fine.
Yeah, I think I look presentable.
That is quite a bias.
Yeah. Hey, fuck you. I'm super hot then. Okay, 10.5. Oh, fucking God.
To be fair, they didn't give a number ratio. They didn't say 1 to 10.
Yeah, that's true. It's still 0, though.
What would they rate? Is that or what?
Yeah, what do you believe your score would be if they
Oh,
rated
my
you?
score. My score would be high.
High?
I hope it turns out that this is like golf, and my 0 is way better
He's
than
the winner.
all of you guys put fucking together.
I'm par then. If this is golf.
Is 7 par?
No,
That's a pretty hefty
I'm
par.
saying I look fine no matter what the scale is.
There's a guy on Grindr that pointed out to me that I don't look conventionally attractive, but I
nice.
like look more attractive than average to certain people. So I've got this weird niche appeal where some people will find me really hot, and some people will actively just say I'm ugly, because I mentioned in the past that I was bullied for being ugly to him. And I think that's the most concise and, like, easily digestible way anyone's told me about my looks to myself, because I was like, oh my god, that explains a lot about a lot of people that have both disliked my looks and really liked my looks, and I was always like, one of these parties is lying. But if he's telling the truth, that totally makes sense.
I heard a thing recently that's like, you look at other people and like maybe they're not your type, but they're not like unattractive or whatever. Like it's good to keep in mind that maybe you're not your type, and like other people find you attractive.
Oh, I saw that on a Tumblr post, yeah.
I don't use Tumblr, but I saw it somewhere.
Okay.
It might have been a Tumblr post.
This sounds like a Minions meme.
A Minions
Like
meme?
like
a mom meme?
yeah, like a divorced mom.
Yeah. A little bit, but it's still good to...
It's followed
like
by
a-
take thanks for each day.
like a bitch. Kind of me. Cut that out. I can't use that. Daryl, do your thing. There it is.
Cut this out as well, but...
Get wrecked!
As soon as...
Bitch. Get fucked!
I thought we answered the question.
That would became get fucked.
Yeah. All right.
It's just gonna morph.
Read this one out loud.
Go
No,
fuck
that
yourself.
one. That one. Read it out loud.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
So here's a good question for an improv troupe.
All right.
Which member of the show Whose Line Is It Anyway is your favorite and why? So it could be the main 3 cast or the expanded universe of
No.
Whose Line Is It Anyways cast members.
No.
Wayne Brady for me. 100%.
That vocal talent.
Yeah, he's got everything. He's got all the vocal. He's a triple threat.
The ABC Showtime producer who decided to end it when he did. I don't much like that show.
Oh shit.
If I had to answer legitimately, can I also use special guests and stuff like that?
Yeah.
What's Jeff's last name?
Toop.
No. What's Jeff's last name? Bridges?
Yeah, no.
Jeff Bridges.
Different guy. I don't remember, yeah.
Okay.
do some improv, man.
All right, so Jeff, whatever the fuck his last name is, kind of androgynous, but also really silly. Kind of plays around with the style a lot. I really like him.
Wears nice clothes.
Yeah. If I had to go with a main cast member, I'd probably say Colin Mockery, because he's the first one to try something different.
Yeah.
And maybe it won't work, but that show, I feel like that show normalized a lot of things about improv that I don't like. Like the whole notion that you just need to go on stage and be the funniest person there and you'll steal the show.
Yeah.
And whenever they do like a thing that's like, oh, this is for Wayne, Ryan, and Colin, you know that Colin's not gonna like be off stage and provide sound effects because they haven't previously said it. So you don't really have a lot of freedom. You have to be a character that's trying to be the center of attention.
I mean, it's also like just generally a very manicured show. Like I'm sure there's 15 scenes we didn't see per episode.
Yeah,
Yeah. Fucking, I'm just saying, like, it's too predictable for improv. If I want an improv show, I want to not know what the heck everyone's gonna do.
It's definitely like a television show involving aspects of improv and not like an improv show that's on television.
There's less. To me, like I love the show. I'm gonna say that right now.
No,
I think it's hilarious.
Fine. It's got really great moments, and I do not ever want to come across as an improv elitist. I'm not saying, oh, it's not proper improv. No, it's as improv as the rest of it.
Yeah.
I just don't like the fact that there's way too few surprises that can happen.
Yeah.
And if there's ever a surprise, it's been planned by the show itself. Like, oh, and we've got fucking Richard Simmons coming on as
He's gonna be crazy and wacky.
Yeah, it's no surprise to me that one of the most memorable events in the show happened when like Ryan hit his head on the fucking Drew's desk and broke the light. That was like one of the most universally loved portions of the show because people love genuine surprises. It was clear no one on that show was planning for that to happen. If you ask me, if they had like total control of freedom and stuff like that, I think we would have seen a few more gems.
That's my biggest complaint about the show, as much as I love it, is they did everything they could to minimize risk.
Yeah.
Which to me is like
Thank you. Yeah, that's way better than how I was saying it. Yeah.
What improv is all about is like taking risks and watching people fail and watching people succeed.
Yeah.
But they're like, we're only going to use the best scenes, and even the scenes we do, we're going to do it in a way that like nothing can go wrong, basically.
Yeah, it's fun as like a piece of entertainment. If you're like watching it as an improviser, in my opinion, it leads you down a wrong path.
Yeah.
If you base how you do improv off of it.
As far as I'm concerned, from the improv clubs that I've gone to, most people do. Just gonna say that out loud.
But that's why I like my favorite character from that is cast member from that is Ryan Stiles.
Yeah.
Solely because he makes fun of like the crew and like does sort of wacky things with the format.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, he and Colin Mockery have a really good back and forth, where it does seem like it's actually improvised at times, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess it all is improvised, but I think in order to have it on television for so long, you know,
17
you need
seasons or whatever they did.
Yeah, it needs to be entertaining in like a very consistent way. Improv is
Not always.
not always like that, as we know, as being improvisers doing shows and stuff.
I
Right?
do nothing.
Well, just wait for your computer to come back. It will all be better.
Thanks for reminding me. I'd all but forgotten about that. I'm so stressed.
Oh god.
Read another question.
Oh, by the way, Jeff's full name is Jeff B. Davis. I looked that up while you were
Jeff
talking.
Davis.
I knew a Jeff Davis in school, high school.
Whoa.
He was not an improviser. He played electric guitar, and he's who I base my Canadian accent off of.
Is
Cool.
that guy
Like,
from
yeah,
House?
okay, bud, sure. Fucking smoking outside the school. He sounds like that.
Just light one up in the house, eh, man?
Yeah, but he also, man.
Yeah, I was about to say that departed from Canadian.
Yeah.
No, that's
And he also but he knew a lot of like really weird, because he was really into like metal. So he knew a lot of like weird technical.
Metals?
He knew a lot of technical.
He was like, man, lithium.
you know,
iron.
he knew a lot of technical terms for music. So he'd be like, okay, yeah, sure, bud. It's just your A mixolydian, all right. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit would fly right over my head.
Yeah, he was a cool dude. I think he studies engineering now. Next question.
In Dragon Ball Z, what's the biggest power level there is?
A mixolydian.
I don't think that's it.
8,000?
8,000?
Definitely higher than that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite literally over 9,000.
Yeah, fuck you.
It would be Zeno, but I don't know what his power level is.
Zeno?
Yeah, he's like the god.
Oh, dude. All right. Next question.
What's for dinner?
What's for dinner?
Who put that in there?
My mom.
All right, what's
I
for
don't
dinner?
know, maybe. I mean, Wendy's, duh.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a little bit of a creep right now. I don't think this is your mom's handwriting.
That initially threw me off, but she also said that's what she was gonna put down.
Okay, well then I'm convinced. All right, Wendy, are you actually getting Wendy's for dinner?
We always do.
Oh, do you want to go get Wendy's
I'm
after
not
this?
saying we have to, but that is the go-to.
I'm down.
We could also go for Popeyes.
Oh,
true.
every day's Mardi Gras. I brought my friend Jason to Popeyes, and I asked him like, "Hey, what day is it?" He was like, "Oh, it's Thursday." I was like, "No."
It's Mardi Gras.
Yeah. And he was like, "Well, what day is it?" And I was like, "You're in a Popeyes." And he was like, "I know, what's going on?" He was like scared. And I was like, "In Popeyes, it's always Mardi Gras."
Fat Tuesday.
Yeah, that's what it means in French. What's the question?
Mardi Gras. There we go.
How are you?
Who's writing these questions? That's what I think of you.
The
I'm
answer
good,
is
thank
not
you.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking my computer isn't working. So many things that I've described to Drew have happened. Someone asked me if I wanted to move to Calgary, and I honestly have not given them a full no, because just fuck everything that's going on in my life. That's the way I'm even just like letting these guys know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fine. That's such a lie.
I love saying I'm fine, and then somebody being like, "Just fine?" Like, fuck off. I told you what I wanted to say.
Yeah, I usually just go like, "Yep, you could leave me on a car any day."
Yeah.
I'm a fine.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going
Yeah.
with? Yeah.
This is, for those of you listening to the podcast, I think our roommates are either smoking weed outside right by the window or smoking weed in the living room.
They're
And
vaping.
That's why it smells more like peanut butter than weed.
Yes.
Peanut butter flavored juice.
See, let me educate y'all here. See,
Yeah,
when
educate
you
me, Daryl.
when you vape weed for a very long time, it ceases to smell like weed. It just smells like plant. Burnt
Fucking
plant.
Fucking, I don't even care because peanut butter kind of smells like burnt plant. I don't even care because my old housemate, he used to smoke in his room like all the goddamn time to the extent where my partner moved into his room afterwards. For the next 3 months, she stank like weed. Just by proxy. She's never smoked a fucking day in her life.
Should have got those Glade air fresheners.
We used up like 2 cans of
And
Glade.
nothing worked.
And did she get like a contact high? Cause
Dude, I got a contact high from fucking like being in the room next to him while he lived there. Yes. Yes is the answer.
So what you're saying is we're all getting contact highs right now from those guys smoking in the living room.
This explain a lot.
Unless they're burning peanut butter.
Guys, it's not peanut butter, okay? It's not.
You think we're gonna go into our living room and find George Washington Carver?
Yeah.
That was a sick reference. Give me some stuff
I
for
did
that.
not get the reference.
Me
I
neither.
cannot give you a fist bump.
Well,
I'm sorry.
He invented peanut butter?
No, the joke is that he did because he discovered 50 things to do with peanuts and didn't discover peanut butter, and this was before peanut butter was invented.
How do you fuck up that bad?
I know, that's the best thing. All right, next question.
So close.
Make a necklace.
Which of you looks the smartest, and which of you did not major in drama?
Okay,
So,
so
I'm the only one that majored in drama.
yeah. I majored in media studies as just sort of a general thing.
I majored in film studies.
I majored in communication.
And all of us are kind of shit at what we do. What we majored
stop.
in. Yeah.
I can communicate.
What media? More like mediums.
Yeah.
Yeah. Long Island Media.
Yeah. Which of you?
If they have several mediums on the show, they should call it Long Island Media.
Fucking. I'm gonna say that one of you two looks the smartest.
Is that
Yeah.
because we wear glasses?
Yep,
Yes,
100%.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fine. What's your answer? Give us an intricate fucking reason, Drew.
Honestly, I was gonna go with Daryl.
Yeah,
To be honest.
because he's the only guy left with glasses. Daryl, who do you go with?
I'll go with me.
Because he's the only guy left with glasses.
Yeah.
Next.
And I feel like the fedora actually knocks you down a couple pegs.
Oh, probably.
Because you look like a men's rights activist?
Yeah.
All right, fine, Daryl. I vote you to look the smartest.
To me, honestly, Daryl's look to me is like, you know those like people who own a company but just come in a t-shirt because they're cool?
Yeah.
That's Daryl, and then like I feel like if he cleaned up, he would look like even smarter.
Daryl,
Oh,
approximately how many million miles is the Earth from the Sun?
20.
93. Which president had an assassination attempt by having 2 guns like shoved in their face and both misfired?
I'm gonna say Rockwell.
Okay.
Andrew Jackson.
Yep.
Daryl.
Which great thinker had their death attributed to catching a chill while stuffing a chicken full of snow?
Say that's Carl Sagan.
That's for Sir Francis Bacon. They rhyme.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, he's the smartest.
I have an intelligence question for you, Daryl.
Oh my god.
How old is the oldest monkey in the world?
Wow, is that one of our questions from the show?
Sure is.
Wow.
This is
give
not
it to me.
trivia.
Give it to me. I wanted to let them know what I think about that question.
Oh no, you're not gonna, are you? You're not gonna. Oh.
Nah,
ASMR.
this one's okay.
Yeah.
I didn't rip this one up. You go put it back.
Next time we'll do like an ASMR thing.
I'm
How-
ripping it up.
Yeah.
How old is the oldest monkey in the world? I don't know.
I've looked it up, so I know the answer.
Ask
I'm
my
gonna say-
grandpa.
I'm gonna say 53.
53.
I'm gonna say it's older than 53.
Okay.
You have to look it up again.
Well, I didn't memorize it.
I'm gonna say 82.
82.
That's way too old.
I'm gonna
Wait,
say
monkey? Are we? Do we also include orangutans?
the great apes.
The like
Whatever
the big guys.
Classified as a monkey.
Yeah, whatever's classified as a monkey, my
So
friend.
like a gibbon.
So that would be us too, wouldn't it? Aren't we just
We're
apes?
not monkeys.
We're not monkeys.
We're
We're
not
primates, but we're not monkeys.
Monkeys are like gibbons and shit.
Gibbons and shit. No other fucking category.
Okay.
Gibbons and shit.
Sticking
kibbles
with
and bits.
53?
A gorilla? Gorillas count too?
Nope.
No.
They are not monkeys.
God damn it, Daryl.
Listen, I might be the smartest, but I know nothing about monkeys. I'm gonna say it's lower. In fact, 42.
42? Good number. You said 80 something?
Yeah.
Luke, what's your answer?
6 years old.
I can tell you that's wrong.
Why?
Because
Prove
Daryl
me
was
wrong.
right the first time. It was exactly 53 years old.
Oh!
Like
You
your
pre-coordinated.
confidence-
You pre-coordinated that.
No, because he changed his answer.
Hey, you know, want to know a fun fact?
It lived in Japan, by the way.
What kind of monkey?
Of
It
course.
was a black spider monkey.
I bet it lived on the kimchi
Ooh.
diet. That's why it lived so long.
Yeah, the Japanese sure do feed kimchi to their monkeys. Fun fact, 53 is one of my favorite numbers
Why is that?
because it looks so chaotic. If it was a
It's
person...
just a bunch of squiggly
Yeah,
lines.
if it was a person, it looks like it's like trying to carry everything and going, oh no! And like it's like prime and it doesn't really fit in anywhere. Like 50, you know what 50 stands. Even something like 52 or 54, you're like, yeah, it's even, or 55, yeah, it's a multiple of 5. 53 just goes like, ah!
It doesn't get used for anything.
Nope.
Now, what's better, 53 or 35?
53.
Specifically because of that chaos of like not fitting in anywhere?
Yeah, it's got smooth lines on the outside, but on the inside it's chaos.
35.
If you have 35, they sort of like go away from each other, so it looks classier. Plus, it's a multiple
It's
of
like
5.
two sleeping positions.
Yeah, yeah.
35 is very elegant. Like, it feels like a senator.
35.
35 is a senator.
My other favorite number is 8, and that's why I like 53 and 8, because 5 plus 3 also equals 8. 8 is like the
That's
opposite
fair.
of 53, because 8 is very sleek and smooth and
symmetrical.
knows
Yeah.
what it is, yeah.
And if you turn it on its side, it's on its side.
Go on, yeah. It's true.
All right, next question. If you could document something,
Yes.
like make a research documentary, that kind of thing,
Cold War.
what would it be and what would you call it?
If I could make a documentary, what would it be? It would be a documentary.
Like, what would it be on?
Oh,
Cold War.
nah, I wouldn't want to make it the Cold War. Too close to home.
The invention of peanut butter.
George Washington Carver. Honestly, genuinely, I would make a documentary about Nikola Tesla and make it completely truthful and not include any hyperbole about his. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Hyperbole about what he did and stuff like that. Everyone always thinks that, oh, if Thomas Edison sucked, someone had to be the good guy. Meanwhile, the fact that you know Nikola Tesla's name in the first place shows that he was as much of a businessman as Edison. It's fucking disgraceful. Not to mention, the only
I like
reason...
how the documentary would just be you ranting for an hour and a half.
100%. The only reason people even know about Tesla in the first place is because in 1941, a bunch of Serbian nationalists wanted the US to recognize Serbs, so they wrote a book called, quite literally, The Prodigal Genius, and wrote it about Tesla and compared him to Jesus.
Really?
That is the reason why we know Nikola Tesla today.
Nice.
That's also how we remember Jesus as a prodigal genius.
Yeah. Coincidence?
I think not.
Like bears.
Yeah, what if that
Is that your dude with the Canadian accent coming out? Oh, look, bears. Yeah.
Bears. Yeah, just like different kinds of bears. Like grizzly, Kodak, like the person, the bear. Interview a couple of bears.
This is stupid.
He said anything.
This is where you draw the line.
What would you make, Daryl?
I would make a
Liar. Yep.
I would make a documentary
Liar. Go on.
about
Liar.
living in space and the possibilities of living in space and growing things in space. Kind of like The Martian, but real.
Yeah.
With actual concrete
Didn't
things
they-
that we can do.
Didn't they do that? It was called The Space Between Us.
Yeah, it's a good name. That's what I'll call it.
All right,
I like that.
No, that probably was also a story. It's like The Martian, but in reverse or something like that.
But this will be a documentary.
About
So-
The Martian.
Yes.
How they made it. First, we had to call Matt Damon.
It'll be the reverse. So Matt Damon's the serious one, and Kristen Wiig is the funny one.
Yeah.
So it'll be better.
Well, never mind.
What?
Kristen Wiig has suffered enough. She doesn't need my ire. What would you do, Drew?
My documentary?
The fedora and how it's amazing.
Society
It's called
changes.
it's called the red pill. And it's about my my experiences on Reddit, thinking about how actually men are the oppressed people. So.
Oh, you caught me. That was my plan all along. Honestly, I would be really tempted to do a documentary on like memes and stuff, but it would be anytime somebody tries to take memes seriously, it's the most cringeworthy thing in the world.
Yeah, because it's people who don't understand internet culture.
Yeah. So it would be really, really hard to do. But
Yeah,
I think it
fair.
would be fun.
Yeah. Also, like by the time the documentary would be done, everything would be out of date.
Well, you'd have to pick like the origin of memes, not
Yeah.
like modern day memes.
Yeah.
Because there is no such thing as a modern day meme, because every meme dies in like a week.
Yeah.
Like the Area 51 meme died before September 20th,
That's
which is
funny.
really sad.
That's my brother's birthday.
Really?
We should take him to Area 51.
Do you think people are still going to go there?
I
This is
re-
probably released after September 20th, but whatever.
I really want there to be like a vacation or not a vacation, a holiday that starts there, like Burning Man. Like people gather in Area 51.
You know, people are actually going to die, and we're going to look like assholes.
Not necessarily.
You shouldn't go to Area 51. They're gonna kill you.
If you try to break in, it's not going to end well.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if all of you show up; they will kill all of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
They
the
have, like-
tagline is very misleading.
They have
if there-
like
if
drones
there's-
and stuff.
If there's one thing we don't know why, doesn't even matter how hard you try. Yeah.
Each time I try it.
You know, you could have yes-anded that, Drew, but instead you decided to shake your head. Great improv.
I yes-anded the idea by calling you an idiot.
What's the next question?
Well, this one's done. So, what is the best thing since sliced bread?
Masturbation.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Is
Oh,
that
that happened
after
before. That
sliced
happened way
bread?
before.
Well, it depends on how early on they slice bread.
The normalization of masturbation, maybe?
The Kinsey report. Yeah, good point.
Oh, the sexual revolution.
Yeah. The
Heyo.
report that happened in the 60s that kicked off the sexual revolution. As well, I think his name was Gregory Pincus? Maybe his name was Edward Pincus, who invented the birth control pill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pincus.
And then Margaret Sanger normalized that with Planned Parenthood and shit like that.
She was not a great person, though.
No, she wasn't. Well, she grew up in the slums of New York.
Yeah.
I think she has a reason.
Yeah. Wasn't she like a eugenicist or something?
Well, she also just like founded Planned Parenthood.
Oh,
Let's get
boy.
political on this
Yeah.
fucking podcast.
In this country?
My tax dollars, brown people. Anyway,
Oh boy.
next question. Wait, did we answer? No, we didn't.
Not really. Best thing since sliced bread.
Come on, Daryl. Bogging down this podcast. You know that people are expecting you to talk.
Velcro.
Oh, that's a cop.
Yeah.
How is that a cop out?
I don't know. I'm just finding a reason to
Yeah.
be mad for anything.
They're really good if you
Yeah.
are old and you
Yeah.
can't tie shoes.
Or
Yeah.
young and you can't tie shoes.
I just
Yeah.
can't tie shoes.
Yeah, or you just don't have time. You know? There you go. It's on.
Genuinely, like, what's my favorite thing?
It's hard to pick.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Pretty
of
good.
things. But that is
The
before
internet.
sliced bread.
Yeah, that predated sliced bread. If you want to say like the normalization of porn, but even then, I don't watch porn. I don't really partake in it.
Moving pictures are pretty cool.
Oh yeah, fuck it, the video game.
Ah, the moving pictures. Yes, yes, indeed.
No, my legitimate answer is the video game. How fucking awesome is it that we got a piece of media that we can control? Like beforehand, games and things that we did, and then the stuff that we consumed were separate. I'd argue that games were like the first medium where the things that we consumed and the things that we had influence over or like, you know, participated in were the same fucking thing. I
Well-
fucking love that about games.
I mean, define consume. Like, what would you count as like a board game or like a card game or whatever?
What about a choose your own adventure?
And like a novel?
Yeah.
Okay, I could concede that the Choose Your Own Adventure novel. If visual novels are considered video games, I have to concede that Choose Your Own Adventures are like consumable and also partakeable stuff. But I don't know, something about the board game, you don't really consume it. You know, you're not
define consume in this context. That's what's throwing me off.
like you're interpreting an experience. You're digesting a story or an experience that someone has crafted for you. In
Yeah.
Monopoly, it's more about the ludic structure as opposed to the narrative structure.
Okay.
Ludic
The
meaning like
mechanics.
games.
and
Yeah.
stuff,
But in terms of a video game, like, yeah, you had Pong and shit like that. Granted, there wasn't a great story in Pong. I think that could have been revamped. But,
Do better next time.
yeah.
Wait,
but The
what-
Last of Us Part 2 had amazing... Fuck, I'd never play The Last of Us Part 2. Who are you fucking kidding? Ellen Page, more like next. But Sleeping Dogs had a good story.
What?
Sure did.
What happened with Pong?
Oh, it just got revamped.
Oh.
Yeah, and then they inserted this backstory about the Pong pixel like coming in on his wife getting fucked by the Pac-Man.
I'm gonna call it bullshit.
No, come on.
No, I'm being serious here, guys. Why do you not trust me here?
Then they got the paddles out and they started spanking each
Yeah,
other.
yeah, it was fucking messed up, dude. And then Rob the robot came in and just like took out his 20-inch robot dick and then just
They had a fight in space, an asteroid.
yeah, he didn't do anything with the dick. He fought with the dick.
Yeah, actually, I read an article on that. Apparently, it's impossible, like really, really hard to have sex in space. It's pretty well impossible.
Really?
Because of the lack of gravity.
Weren't they trying to? Wasn't like Johnny Sins and some other porn star gonna be like flown up to space and make the first porno in space?
Maybe they would try.
Hold on, let me Google Johnny
You mean, like,
Sins in space.
Just like weightlessness. So they've done it probably on the vomit comment, right?
I don't
Like
know.
quickly. Because you only get like 3 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, but if you know what you're doing,
Then you'll last longer.
no, then you'll last shorter if you can control it.
Pornhub video of Eva Lovia, nice, and Johnny Sins to be shot in space.
Cool.
Fuck
Oh,
it
yeah.
on Kickstarter.
Yeah. It looks like all of these are like from 2015 going like, we hope that we can get a porno shot in space. So my guess is that never actually
No.
happened.
Johnny Sins, I mean, this could be applied to a lot of male porn stars. Johnny Sins looks a lot like an asshole.
I have no idea what he looks like.
He kind of looks like
An
every high school janitor I had, but minus 20 years.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You think they had previous
No.
years? Oh,
No, it's a weird correlation, but there's no causation there.
okay.
Male porn stars don't get paid a lot, so when their time is up,
They gotta go do janitor work.
they gotta find another job.
Is that true?
Well, actually, male porn stars don't get paid a lot. That is
Do
true.
female porn stars get paid more?
Way more.
You know what? I think that's like the one area where we can agree the inequality is kind of like arguable.
Yeah.
It's a matter of like supply and demand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also just like as a dude, unless it's dude on dude action, in which case that is a travesty. You're not really like it's a travesty if you're getting paid way less. Than
Okay, that's not what I thought you were saying.
No, I'm as fine.
Why
with
are
dude
you
on-
wasting these good men?
Came out really wrong.
Oh sure, yeah. The bi guy on this podcast made a homophobic
Hey, you
remark.
never
Keep
know.
searching, you fucking cancel culture me. I dare you. Anyway. They could cancel culture me for so many things. If you're gonna cancel culture me, go the fuck ahead. You've seen all this shit I've said. Just realize that intent matters more than things that people have said. And you know what? I am not fearful, for I have good intentions, I believe. If someone thinks otherwise, call me out on that shit. Anyway, so...
His computer's not working.
Oh, fuck! Don't remind me. I'm stressed.
What were you saying?
I don't
about
even
male
remember
porn?
at this
Johnny
point.
Sins,
Something about two
gay
dudes
porn.
fucking.
Yeah. So, if it wasn't for like gay porn, if like guys got paid way less even in gay porn, that fucking sucks. But in terms of like straight porn, it doesn't hurt a guy to have sex. But if you're having sex with someone who notably is bigger, which most guys in porn usually are,
Yeah.
it's gonna fucking hurt. And you're gonna have to endure that for several hours, from what I hear the process of porn takes.
That may be. I mean, that's
From several
probably true.
angles.
But I've also heard stories about people who have to like
There's feces
put
on set.
what essentially is Viagra like into
Yeah.
a needle and into their dick.
Yep.
That doesn't sound like something I want to get paid less for.
You gotta sacrifice for the craft. Every man dreams of being like a fucking porn star. So few women, I bet, dream
I
of
mean,
being a porn star specifically. Even a
Let's
cam
not
girl.
go for every man here. All right,
Even a-
not all men. All right, let me
Alright.
just
See,
throw
that's what you've
that
been
out
saying.
there.
Yeah, you've been
Cancel
saying this
culture.
whole
You
Right.
fucking fedora.
Get wrecked!
All right, next. Was that what was the question?
No, that's
We were talking about video games and then going to space.
Oh yeah. What's the best thing since sliced bread? Video games. Yeah.
gay
Yeah.
porn.
All right.
Is that your final answer?
Sure. Why not?
Is this the final question?
Yeah, it's the final question we're going to talk about. It's, we've already sort of been over it a few times, but tell me about your childhood, something different that you haven't talked about yet.
Wait. Can I see that?
Yeah.
Tell me about your child. That doesn't sound like an interrogative statement at all. It doesn't sound like a question.
Yeah! Get
Thanks for coming to the podcast. Well, okay. What do you want me to say about my childhood? I got naked once in kindergarten.
You don't have to tell that story. Okay.
There's some legal stuff.
Yeah, I feel like
That's not illegal.
There's,
What are they
there's a
gonna
lot
arrest
more
me for?
editing that we have to take out.
No. This is a legitimate thing. I got naked once in kindergarten.
Okay. All right, we're going there.
Yeah, 100%. So when I was a kid in kindergarten, all I remember is that like I got bored at one point. And so like I got naked, and this was in senior kindergarten, so I was probably like 5, maybe 6. And I just chased people the fuck around the playground. Now
Oh my
my school is like on a hill, so like the school's on the hilltop, and all the like play area is like down the hill. So the teachers had this really cool system where they just sat outside the school and could observe the entire fucking thing. So if there was ever like a conflict going on, like they wouldn't be in a disadvantageous point where they couldn't see it. So they just watched from the top of the hill. So no doubt the teachers who knew better than to like actively run after a naked kid. Usually it's just like you walk up to the kid after they've just expended all their energy just with their clothes and go like, here, put this on, you're a despicable person. Me too, kitty. There's a kitty outside. I fucking love kitties. Yeah, they just saw naked 6-year-old me. I don't know if I was fat yet. Maybe I was.
Yet.
I was maybe fat, naked.
You were burning calories either way.
Very minor kid, thank you. And the best part was, I don't know why, my mom was there. I think she was picking us up because it was like the end of the day or something like that. I got bored, so I just did that shit. So my sister, who's 3 years older than me, right? She marches right the fuck up to the top of the hill, right? She's in a huff. And all this naked stuff is happening. No one in the playground doesn't know, to an extent, what the fuck's going on right now, because I'm hooting and hollering and slapping my own ass and running after people.
Really?
I was a very progressive 6-year-old, but like in all the wrong ways. You know what I'm saying, Daryl? Anyway, so...
Yep.
I ran around my sister, just marched up to the fucking edge, and she looked at the teachers and looked at my mom, and she was, keep in mind, she was in maybe grade 3 at this point. She huffed and went, "Do you have any idea what this is going to do to my reputation?" and marched off. And the grade 5 teacher, who like never laughed his fucking ass off that day.
That's great.
That's not true. He never laughed, but he had like a sort of a reputation for being like the no nonsense kind of guy. He'd make jokes himself, but like if you fucking tried to make an ass out of him, he would make an ass out of you. And yeah, he fucking collapsed with laughter and thought that was the best. I'm Facebook friends with him now. He seems to not bring it up. I appreciate it.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
That's such funny like little kid logic too. It's like, I'm bored.
I don't know if I was bored or like the 6-year-old version of. Keep in mind, like with my lifestyle, it's very clear that I have some sort of hormone imbalance somewhere. So maybe I was just like the kid.
Early.
Yeah, the kid version of horny and just didn't know what to do. So I was like, fucking get naked, chase people around.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I wasn't harming anybody.
Yeah.
Maybe scarring some people for life. No, they know what a penis looks like. I was a walking, talking sex ed education.
Sex ed education.
I said it twice. I know what I was doing. Yeah, that was the earliest part of my childhood, and I could go into other parts of my childhood that were sad. Let's not do that. I got bullied, long story short, but I was also a bully. Everyone always forgets that. You think like in dichotomies, you think like, oh man, this kid was bullied. What a sad sack of crap.
They must have done nothing wrong.
Yeah, and meanwhile it's like, oh, Butch the bully. He's an asshole who has everything good in life.
Fucking Butch.
Yeah, fuck Butch. But meanwhile, Butch is the bitch. That's the twist, M. Night Shyamalan. So yeah, I was an asshole until I was probably like, I don't know, 19, 20. And I was also like, aptly so in my opinion. I'll never say this about anyone else who was a bully and got bullied, but I get to say it about myself. I think I fucking deserved what I got. Because I was also a fucking bully who was like a jackass to many people, and there were many things that I could have done better, but fucking...
But you are who you are now?
Yep.
Tell it.
Amen to that, brother.
My childhood, I had a fear of drowning when I was very, very little. And my mother and father were very invested in, like, not just like etiquette, but also like good habits and things like that. So they were like, "Oh, you have a fear of drowning? We're gonna get rid of that right away."
Oh, God.
So they did. They put me in swimming lessons until I was like 16, and now I don't have a fear of drowning anymore.
It worked.
Yeah, because I would like cry and cry and cry and cry, and they'd be like, "No, just put your head under the water."
What, seriously?
Yeah.
That's like a torture method. That's like Miss Horton from fucking grade 1 goes like, "Oh, you have a fear of the dark? Let me lock you in this dark room." And meanwhile, like, everyone else is doing fucking math in class because that's what it's supposed to be. And she's like, "I'm the best guidance counselor ever." You had messed up parents.
No, no, I don't have a fear of drowning anymore, and I'm not traumatized.
Everything's fine. Don't ask.
Well, in that case.
Okay.
You know
Yeah.
me, well
Hit me with it.
When I was very, very, very young, before even school, I would say maybe 4.
A likely story.
Yeah, I was that age. No, for real. Yeah, I was also bored.
Yeah.
And a family friend had come over, a female friend, and
Ooh, I'm into this. You
we're
fuck her?
4 years old, man. Just at the. Okay. Anyway, so
If you're the same age, it's not as weird.
no, we were the same age, and yeah, we were super bored. We didn't know what to do, and so
Did each other.
I came up with the great idea of switching clothes. And
You know, I was like less far off than I thought I would be. I was trying to say this to be a contrarian. You're sick. You're a sick man, Daryl. You actually did it. I'm just talking about it.
yeah, and so we went the whole 9 yards. We even switched out underwear.
Did you see a nude?
No, we did it privately. We changed.
Did you like hold your clothes out of the door? Through
Yeah.
the
How
bathroom
did you
and
do it
drop them?
privately if you need each other's clothes?
Yeah, there was
Did you
some.
bring two pairs of clothes?
There were some articles that we like switched over. Like, you know, she would take her shirt off, and then I would go behind the couch and put it on, and then I would take mine off and then give it to her while she was
I'm
in the
no
bathroom.
expert. You don't wear a bra at 4.
No,
You got naked in front of each other.
no, we didn't.
Sick fuck.
I don't understand. I don't think I'm fully conveying what happened here.
What happened
We were-
afterwards?
Our parents came back. And that was an awkward moment where they're like, "Oh my God, you should not be doing this."
Did you clarify with your 4-year-old logic minds? It's like, no, it's okay. We didn't see each other naked.
Yeah.
Did
no.
you?
I'm sure I probably said that. I don't remember.
Sweet, dude. Even at 4, you knew what you were doing was bad. But that is such a 4-year-old move to make, you know? Where it's
Yeah.
like, this is the baddest we can be. Meanwhile, you go onto Grindr and you're like, wow, 3 people are doing this right now.
What? Switching clothes?
Yeah.
All right.
And that's like
That's
the
a
more
profile
innocent
pic.
people. The less innocent people are fucking.
What?
You didn't do that when you were 4, right?
Are they married?
No.
Good. That would have been sick.
I waited much later.
Yeah? It was same girl? Okay. Did you ever keep in contact with her?
No, I did meet her again recently, but no, we don't keep in contact.
Could you please tell me that you were like the most awkward thing on the planet? It was like, hey, remember when we were 4 when we switched clothes? Can we do that again?
No, but I was awkward in front of her.
Oh, I'll take it.
I definitely did not say like 3 or 4 words to her that whole night. I was like, "Oh hey, yeah, oh, you okay?" Yeah.
I know what your 4-year-old underwear was like.
Drew, what's something about your childhood that people don't know?
I was the girl at 4 years old.
It's been a long few years. I have a very on and off trusting relationship with my brother. He's
You
led
swap
me-
clothes with him?
No. He's led me astray many times, and he's like helped me through a few things. But I remember one time, it was like still technically childhood. I was 14, and it was the first time I was old enough to like know better and to be in a like act like a mature person. But it was my first time ever with my brother driving a car, and I was in like the low point of trusting him during that like few weeks. And I bawled my eyes out because I was terrified of him driving with me, like of him driving.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Is it?
No.
You want to do another question?
We don't got none.
We got none. We
got
answered
none?
all of the
I
I
questions.
see a lot of papers.
Most of them
Do
are
you want
ripped
to rip
up.
them up?
Yeah, by me. Sorry about that. We'd like to thank everybody who gave us questions for this episode. This is actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
came to the show in general.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And people who listen to the podcast, you guys are really cool too. Thank you.
Yeah.
Fucking, I gotta say, this has been a weird one.
Yeah.
I do not know why I said half the things I said, particularly about Daryl and the 4-year-old escapades.
It's all right.
Yeah, I had fun listening to your story. Drew noted this as it was as you were talking, but I like set up 3 individual times during your
Super
story.
excited.
Well, it's because I didn't know you were gonna go there. I was like, oh man, I see where this is fucking going. What? Like that sort of thing.
What? That was 3 different voices at the same time.
Like Scoob, I totally exchanged clothes with the 4-year-old.
Well, that sounds really bad. Whoa, raunchy.
Bye.